Hi, I'm Colin, and we're just going to run through now how to install and use the mobile app XIQ Mobile CMS. This is the 2019 version. This is 3.0.9. So we'll go to the App Store. We'll search for XIQ, and you'll see it there, XIQ Mobile CMS. So we'll touch on that one. That's the app we want, so just download that. Once it's downloaded, and open it, you'll get the splash screen, and then it's going to ask you if it wants to allow to use Bluetooth. So allow that, and allow it to send notifications, so it can pop up on the screen when there's an alarm motion notification. So you'll get a little guide here of what to do. So first thing we'll do is we can see it says click on the plus to add device, so we'll click OK to confirm that and do that. So click on the plus. We're then going to search for any devices on the network, so we'll click on the IPC, which is IP camera, NVR, DVR1. It then wants to access the camera. Now it wants to do that so that it can use the built-in camera to scan a QR code that you'll find on the top of a machine. You can see one just there. It's not quite close enough, but I won't scan that for now. I'll do an online search. So we'll select online search, and then you then get a list of devices on your network. So you can see we've got a recorder, the top one there, an IP camera in the middle, and then another camera underneath. So we'll select the recorder on the top here, touch on that. You then get the details of the recorder. Pop the password in you've entered into the system when you made your password, and then click done, and then save. It then adds a device and tries to connect to it, and then once connected it gives it a name. You can rename that if you want, or we can just proceed from there. So once we've got that, we can then click on the back button, and we're now into the live view screen. Again, you can see it's giving you some tips on what does what. We've got menu top left, favorite group top right, remote playback on the right in the middle here, and then a list of your devices at the bottom. So we'll click OK to confirm that. We can see we've got our recorder here. If we touch on it, it then loads all the cameras from that recorder into the viewing screen, as you can see there. Now let's just go through the functions on this screen here. We've got at the bottom, we've got a camera icon that will take a snapshot of the currently highlighted window. You can see there's a little blue box around the window. As you touch each one, puts a little box around it. So if I go on this one down the bottom left here, and then click on the snapshot button, we get a snapshot of that one. Along the next icon along the bottom is a camcorder. That starts recording the channel that again is highlighted. You can see there's a little blue camcorder icon in the bottom right corner of that one that's now recording this footage to the mobile device, the phone's own memory. Now, next one along is this is the viewing window selection button. You touch on it, and you've then got a few options on how to view your cameras. You see, you've got a one-way view there. You've got a four-way view, 9, 16. A variation there, another variation. Okay, next icon is the speaker audio one. So this is if you're listening to a camera with audio, you can mute or enable the audio there. And then finally, microphone button is a two-way speech function. So I'll just let the app have access to the microphone. Yeah, there we go. So now this camera here, we've got a microphone button. So we bring the microphone button up, and we've then got a push to talk audio function. Okay. So just while we're on this view here, as you see, I touch the screen, it's coming up with a few icons. We've got this one here is the one that lets you choose the full definition, high definition stream, the medium one, or you can change the settings here. Next one along is the pan tilt zoom functions. If you have a motorized camera, one of the motorized ones that zooms or moves left and right and zooms as well, here is where you'd make your changes. You got a up, down, left, right joystick at the bottom, and then various functions regarding the pan tilt zoom of that camera here. So if you've got a motorized zoom lens camera from us, you just use the zoom plus and minus functions on this page here. Okay, next one along is the microphone I showed you a moment ago. Then we have an alarm one. This is for the special camera that has a built-in siren. This is the X4C5000 BD camera. So we've got a built-in siren here. So these two functions here allow you to put the siren on and switch the built-in light on and off. Okay, so back to the screen. If we go along to the top left-hand side now, we've got the menu screen. And you can see we've got remote setting, local config, file list, device list, notifications, help and about. So remote setting, this allows you to have complete control over your recorder. You've got all the functions you would have from the software, the desktop software, and also at the machine itself. All the functions you would have for setting up your recording is all here. So that's a really good function. If we go back, next one on the let's just deny that a second. Next one, we have local config. This is your software password, live video full screen, aspect ratio, and prevent the automatic lock screen. So there's a few different settings there. File list, these are the files that you have, the snapshots and the video recordings we made a few moments ago. So we can view the snapshots here, and we can also play back the video recording we made. Okay, so that's that. Now back to the menu, we've got device list. This is where we would add devices. We've already done one there. Click on plus to add another one. Notifications, this is where you would turn your motion detection alarms on off. You would click on the cog on the top right, enable it, and then set up exactly what you want to enable and how it will notify you, and then when you're not using the app, it'll pop up on the screen that something's occurred, motion or various things that you set here. Help will just give you some basic help about the app. It's fairly good. Show you what all the functions do. And then just the version of the app here. Okay, now if you've got more than one device loaded in your device list, and you wanted to see, say, the first 4 cameras from this device, the next 4 cameras from another device, or even in just one device you only want to see certain cameras, you could click on the star icon on the top right hand side of the screen here, and then you'll see you've got favorite groups, if you like. So if I just edit the default group, you can see we've got the list of all the cameras here. So if I select just some of the cameras, let's have 4 of those cameras there, it only loads the ones you want in. Okay, now onto the playback. We've got the playback icon on the right hand side in the middle here, so we'll touch on that. Again, it gives you a little description of what each function does. It then loads 4 channels in, and you can select the second set of 4, third set of 4, and 4th set of 4. So you've got up to 16 channels there, and we can quickly load in different cameras. Or if we were selecting the favourite group, it would just load in the favourites. So we're loading the first 4, and you can see we've got some icons at the bottom here and some in the middle. The ones in the middle are for skipping forward, backwards, pausing, and stopping playback. The middle part here is a calendar. We select the date you want to play back. You can see a little red dot under each day where we have recordings, so you can see you can go back to the 22nd there. Okay, so once the cameras are loaded in, you've got the timeline on the bottom here, so you can just physically move the timeline to the point you want. If you had motion activation set on this record. Oh, we have here. So the yellow strikes here. This means motion is detected in those at these times. So we just go to one of these here. You can also pinch and zoom into this timeline, as I'm doing here, so we can get to the actual moment something happens. Okay, so along the bottom of the playback screen you've got various icons again. So the left hand side one is playing back individual cameras. Next one along is snapshot. Manual record again, with a little blue icon in the bottom right corner. And you've got alarm type, and you can select what sort of file to look for: normal, alarm, motion, that sort of thing. And then you've got the audio on and off for playback selection. In the playback screen along the top you've got a cog, which is a setting that you should enable, and this is synchronous playback. So when you're looking through your files and looking along the timeline, it will play all 4 that you're showing at the same time.